All right. So if you did get, how many saved your image, a QR code to your smartphone? What we'll do to save time, I think we'll do it at the very end before you leave, just to save time. So just make sure it's on your phone, or if you don't have a smartphone, like I said, you can print it out. The two that you guys, I'll have you before you leave, I will create your code and make sure you get it. You guys both have smartphones, like a Droid or iOS, either one will work. Okay, cool. All right. This is what the app looks like when you'll come in every Monday at 4:30. You'll check in with this app. And once you check in, you'll just basically tap that green button there and show you how it works. Do check in, and then you will put your code there, and it'll tell your name at the top that you've checked in, and then that's just a simple way for us to check in each time. So this is CIS280. If you're not in the right class, it's time to leave. Or you can stay, sign up, register. This is iOS mobile app development, and I've been teaching this course for years. For you guys, Swift objective and so 5 lines. The SynML kind of Swift is. The developers max fine. Morning I'll have say the same average inside you use are much 550. The guy do is to entertain into that for PC iPad students too. Students are like action to Swift code. Maybe to begin for iPhone. She's old ecosystems to stuff they're doing changes. A couple examples. That's just if you have offer a lot of developing Android phone, but usually an audio they work on iOS can, but 86% means would be an example. There's a 1. 5 iPad stressed out. There's so many too. I have a grand they do before did it first. Saw the tube of game did he had not whatever like eats right. Great idea. All some heard about that guy also phone hack Facebook. Anybody played it? Monopoly geometry semester. Well, you know, except adding them has to export them to RBC like 4 or 5 here. Description of people's like graphic design or to gain space, kind of like I build. Make usually examples. Expand your search to your country. Probably you did Foxes. So, play with the zombie of a target on most. Don't help people possibly. S for S going to develop release app. Need to do fix code using you here between. Forget to pay, and you can't developer full developer can simulate to run developer actually to think it's a way to up your device for you guys and before in the app store they're not that they use developer and a non-distinct for full company or whatever range and rock. You'll learn over this and pick mobile app development, but there's a good you can keep this class. Now I have the steps off the app. I guess you have. I've had one or have on the. You get so many to do it in here at times. Here's some came in iOS. Says you could with that iOS 8. Kid is new. Watch health. Alert a nerd and call it barometer and course. Full install mobile app here. Of made with phones master. Java much low building continual same. Largely reduce var so you child names. So comes a copy changeable in front. World right, but it's for inside of the syntax. Whatever the equals type is going to 5 or 6 lines 0. Field or an it's going to switch because just playground is like too fast typing kicked out anyway. Is all you need. Desktop or designing software if you're is a main fact. App more beacon for iOS application and a Windows screen within single format single screen. You're familiar with the Apple Watch with movies. It'll switch from it was right okay on the person's right randomly, but do particularly where it's boxes worse or what it is. You even came in Twitter thought you put typing where they're all development time it's before you forces you typing web on all the time and that's really that makes sense. Target say article thing. It's what a high utility app. It knows equals, and it's a lot. Utility app. The very rich doesn't fit in of issued in the app. Works for sale. App out. Types of out always. That's open up the a lot of time on this navigator app. The of it. I need it developing because I can help example help you with that. The ideas. It comes from 2020. And by the way, quick. Okay, so at the bottom of your Mac, there is an Xcode icon right here. It's right next to, looks like CF there. Go ahead and click on Xcode once. And on a Mac mouse, it's just by pressing down anywhere except for the little gray button in the middle. Don't press on that. Just press anywhere but that, and it should bounce up and down. And what it's doing is starting up on your Mac environment. Screen's missing up there at the top, so I'll have to walk you through here what I'm seeing. At the top of your screen, you guys should see Xcode File Edit View, right? Do you see that? At the top of your Mac screen, it does not show up on mine for whatever reason. But if you'll click on the File menu next to Xcode, it should pop up and look like this. It should say New, Open, Open Recent, Open Quickly. Everybody see that? Go to the New menu and then go to Playground. So File, New, Playground is where you want to do. As soon as you get your mouse hovered over Playground, click on Playground. So File, New, click on Playground. And for the name of it, I just want you to type in your last name, no space, Playground. Your last name, Playground. And don't worry about uppercase or lowercase. Just last name, Playground. So I put Conkle Playground. The platform should be iOS, not OS X. OS X would be Mac development. We're doing iOS mobile development. So your last name, Playground, all one word. Make sure the platform says iOS. Then click Next. After you click Next, it's going to prompt you to save it somewhere. And I want you to save it to the desktop. And so on my computer here, it's the third one down under Favorites. I'll click on Desktop. Just click on it once. And then once you click on Desktop, it should be highlighted. Then you can click Create. Once you click on Desktop, click Create. What it's going to do here is render a playground environment for us. And put your cursor on the end of that var str equals hello world or hello playground. Yeah, and let me get here real quick. I want to also view something else, so let me pull it up here. See my compiler is working here, so let me do mine first, and I'll have you guys do it, because these, they just got through re-imaging these, so. There it is. Okay, finally. Okay, so what you want to do is go up here to, if it's not already rendered already like mine did, if you go up to the menu in Xcode, it might be spinning forever like mine is right now. Yeah. If you get a prompt for Web Student, just go ahead and type in, you'll need to type in the password for Web Student, which is $CVR$. I'll put it up here on the board. $CVR lowercase $, if you get a prompt for Web Student. So $CVR, it's RBC backwards, $. If you do get a Web Student prompt, let me just walk around and see what you got. Cool. And what I want you to do, once you do the print line, which is PRINTLN, and then in parentheses STR, just right there, you'll type in print LN, and then in parentheses, you're going to type in the letters STR. Yep, inside the parentheses, and then hit enter. Once you get it to show up twice, like mine, where it says hello playground, you're going to change the text in quotes to hello playground to hello, comma, your first name, whatever your first name is. So just type in print LN, and then in parentheses, you'll type in STR. So left parentheses, STR, right parentheses. It's print LN, then left parentheses, STR, right parentheses, then enter. And then change playground to your first name.
LN, STR?
Yep, and then change playground to your first name. And then you will have to maybe possibly put your cursor on the end of STR to change it. So go ahead and change playground to your first name. As soon as you change your playground to your first name, it should dynamically render that code without any compiling. And the reason I want to show you this is very simple, but it's new.
Okay.
No, you're good. It's new in the fact that no other language does this right now. Swift is the only language that allows you to, as a new developer, learn code and what it does immediately without compiling. Yeah, question. Why does it come up twice? Well, the first one is it'll print out whatever it is that you're, in this case it's STR. STR will, it's an implicit output is what it's called. So even though we've not done a print LN, which is a print line, it'll put it out each time. Yep. Now let's get into some variables here. And now to help you, I'm going to bring up a screen on the overhead of what we looked at earlier, so give me a second. And you can just type some of this stuff in just to play around, so give me a second here. It'll be a little bigger than what you've got on the overhead, so it'll be a little better. So let me pull in some, here, I'm going to pull in some examples here. There we go, this is a good one. I'm going to switch screens here so you can see this. So now what I want you to do is in your playground, type in exactly this, from the word let hello equals hello down to this line here. Type everything in at the very bottom, just start a new line and start typing that in. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better than my Xcode, which you can, so good. And so this again, just for practice to show you, if you do a typo, by the way, it'll put a little red exclamation point that something's wrong. If you're typing slow, don't worry about it, and it starts telling you something's wrong, just keep typing till you have in exactly what I have on the overhead. Because it's rendering, technically it's rendering for each character you type is what it's doing, what the compiler is doing. It's rendering on the fly. Hello, change it into for S. Yeah, you just out and exactly like it's not point types here, and the set it is. We're declaring is, and you can concatenate that through typing here. My name was born. I'll show you on colon string. Yeah, this is sentence something here and. After I get through copying mine here or typing mine in, I'll put on the overhead in bigger form where you can see what I did on mine. because you should be getting an error on the year, hopefully. You should. Yeah, if you're concatenating it the same way I had you concatenate the last one, you'll get an error on the year, and I will show you in a second why. And let me blow up this a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to put this in Word where it's a little bigger than Xcode so you can see it. Okay. Let me blow this up to where you can see a little better. Okay, so you guys see that in the back, by the way? Okay, so basically what it is, I did var name string equals Chuck Conkle, var year int equals 1967. A couple things I saw. This is you have to put a colon here if you're being implicitly implying that these variable types is a string and an integer. Now, we could technically, we'll show you in a second, we could take away this, and it would still declare this as a string, and this is an int, but it would be, instead of explicitly being implicit in it. Explicit here, implicit is what we're getting ready to do. I did a var about me equals name plus, beginning quote, space, was born, backslash, and year in parentheses, end quote. Okay, what this is doing is bringing in the variable year inside the string. And that's another way to concatenate, especially with integers and strings together. You could also, by the way, on the word name, we could do beginning quote, slash, parentheses, forget the plus, and just put a space, was born, year, and that would work as well. Okay? So I could actually do this here. And what I'm doing here, basically, it's called inline variables. Inline variables in the string is how they're declared. And it should be a different color when you're typing it in. It should be that green color. Does that make sense? And then you can put whatever you want to in between or even on either side of the variables, but the compiler knows when you put a slash to parentheses, it's looking for a variable. The compiler is looking for a variable. Does that make sense? Now let's do this, see if this works. With the same thing you've got going, I want you to get rid of what I'm getting rid of on the overhead. I want you to get rid of the explicit declaration of type and just do this and see what happens. We're getting rid of the explicit declaration of name being a string and year being an int and seeing if that works. And let me know if it does. Yeah. Yep. And it will work. And you say, well, what's the purpose then of implicit and explicit? The purpose is, if you're needing a variable to be a type throughout the code, you're going to have to make sure it is explicitly implied into that variable. Otherwise, it can just be implicitly implied by whatever to the right of it. If it's going to change throughout the life cycle of the app, it could just be an implicit variable type, and name could be changed to John Doe, could be changed to John Ritter, could be, all the way down. Could keep changing it. I could even change name from a string. If I go, because it's a var, I could do now name equals, and then put a number there. And then it will declare, change from a string type name to an int type name because of the number to the right of it. And so if I declare this as a let though, if I do let name equals Chuck Conkle, and then I do name equals 12, it's not going to let me do that because I declared name as a constant. Make sense? Yeah.
So if you were to ask an app user, what is your name, you would put it into that variable name, right?
Correct. Right, that's where you would hold it for your code, for your app, for sure. Yeah, definitely. And so, makes sense? Pretty simple, right? Pretty cool though, right? Playground is awesome. This is what I want you to do now. On your playground, inside of Xcode, we're going to take what you've done thus far. At the very top, where it says playground equals now, a place where people can play, I want you to replace that with your first and last name on the first line. And I'll put this in Word, by the way. And on the second line, I want you to put today's date, which is 8/24/2015. And so I'll put this on Word so you can see it better. This is what I want you to put at the top of your compiled playground. If I can paste, there you go. So put that at the top of your playground. And what we're going to do here, I'm going to show you how to submit this in Eagle tonight. I know 2 of you can't do that, but that's okay. You're going to watch and do it, and then next time you'll do it together. So we'll always have some type of in-class exercise. Tonight's it's an intro exercise, but it's something to get you started. So what I'd like you to do, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Why didn't it work when you put the plus here?
Because the plus is implicit, is for string only. The plus will work only if the types you're bringing in are string only variables. If it's a mixed type, which this one was, it was string and int, not going to work. Pluses are generally only used for string only, which it works fine with string only, but if you start putting in mixes, it's best to put the slash and in parentheses a variable name. So what I want you to do is, in Xcode, again, you can't see mine, but if you go to the File menu in Xcode, I want you to go to, let's say, let's do, actually, I had you guys save this to your desktop, right? Yeah, I did. It's already saved there to your desktop. Just go to File and Save one more time. And then go to Xcode, quit Xcode. And you should have on your desktop this file that you save, your playground file that I just put in the middle of my Mac screen. That's what I want you to upload into week 1 in class. And I'll log into Eagle to show you where to do that. So go ahead and log into Eagle real quick with your with your S number. And if you need help, if it's your first time, let me know. So we're going to go into week 1, or actually the easiest way to do it, I'll tell you, when you go into our course, go into CIS280, the easiest way to get to it is on the left side here, find modules. When you guys log into Eagle, find modules, and then go down to week 1 and look for in-class exercise. That's the one you want to go for. In-class exercise. You're going to upload this. You guys should have a button on the right side of your screen to upload this into week 1. I'll make my student view so you can see it like that. So again, when you guys log into CIS280 on Eagle, click on modules on the left side, scroll down to week 1 module, and we're looking for one in-class exercise. Oh, there's no upload button. It said file on there. Oh, up here at the top. Submit exercise or submit assignment? Huh? Good question. I imagine it probably is a good idea to zip it. Yes. Let's zip it together. So those new to Mac, look on the overhead. I'll show you how to do this. Minimize your browser right now, and I'll show everybody how to do this. There's the, you'll basically have to take your index finger, your left index finger, press and hold the left control key on your Mac keyboard, the left bottom control key. Click on that playground file one time with your mouse, and this will pop up. And we want to create a compressed file. So just select under Get Info, compress that file, that .playground file, and it will compress it as a file that looks like mine I just highlighted. It should have a little zip icon on it. That's what you're going to upload. Thank you for mentioning that. To Eagle. So you'll click on the Submit button, then Browse, go to your desktop, and double click on the zip file that you just created, and Submit Assignment. And once it's finished, it should tell you successfully submitted it in Eagle. So when you're finished, it should look like this. Turned in at whatever time, 6:15, with that zip file on the right. Everybody got that? Anybody need help? Okay. No, that's right. That's an error. Put your cursor on the end of that. The reason it won't, you have to fix this first, or comment it out. Comment out world equals USA. Just get rid of it. It won't compile below that because it's erroring out. There you go. There you go. Now it's going to show up. Diane had a good point on her app. When you guys had that error early on where I told you to declare a let as something else, below that let, if there's an error on the line, Swift will not compile anything below that error until it's fixed. So she commented out or deleted it, and then it ran fine. Anybody else need help on uploading that week 1? Okay, you got it. You got the zip file created? Yeah. Okay. So we're going into CIS280. Then on the left side, once this loads, you'll click on Modules. On the left side, click on Modules. And in week 1 module, once it loads up, find the assignment for the in-class on week 1, all the way to the top, down lower. Keep going, keep going. There's week 1, in-class exercise. Click on that. And then you'll click on Submit Assignment. Click on Submit Assignment. Back in. I don't want to do that. It looks like Firefox was crashed there. Okay, you need to log in. It looks like you timed out of Eagle is what you did. Yeah, you timed out of Eagles while you guys. Those of you that couldn't upload earlier, it looks like your Eagle timed out. Probably had to log back in, I'm guessing. Is that what happened? Is that what happened on yours? You logged out? Okay, cool. Yeah, you got to log out, then log back in. Click on the log out button, and then log back in. Okay, those of you that did upload that, let's do this to save time. The image I emailed you guys is a QR code. If you have that on your phone, those of you that have it on your phone, go ahead and bring it up here to the iPad app, and you can check in for the first time for the semester. Just tap the check-in green button and put your QR code in front of the screen and it'll accept it. Do you want an in-class assignment? There we go. And then browse out, find the zip file on your desktop, double click on it. Yeah, we're doing the in-class underneath week 1. Are you in week 1? There you go. And then submit it. Do what now? I emailed it to your RBC email. Yeah, you weren't here when I told everybody probably. It's in your RBC email. If you didn't get it, let me know. I can get it to you up here on the front. Did you click that?
Yep.
All right, cool. You're submitted, cool. So as soon as you get your QR code on your phone, or if you do need to print it out, these printers we can turn on if you want to. Select the color printer, but I'd recommend your phone. Tap the check-in button first on the iPad. Yep. Cool. All right. It's on your RBC email.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Anybody else still working on getting your code? If you are, just raise your hand and we'll do it here in just a second. All right. So if you get that, that'd be awesome. Okay, you guys did great. Guess what? You created your very first Swift application tonight using Playground. Very first night. Probably didn't think you were going to do that. All right, I want to get to the end here, talk about next week. Okay, due by next Monday. I've already talked about it a little bit, and I wrote up on the board, Apple ID. Make sure you register for your Apple ID and use your student email to do so. The steps to do that are in week 1 task of how to do that. Once you register for your Apple ID, there's an area in week 1 for you to submit that you've done that. And once I get that, I will send you an invite from Apple to become an official Apple mobile app developer. Once you get that email from Apple, you'll have to just register, go through just follow the steps Apple has you follow to become a member. Once you become a member, you're then officially a part of the iOS app development group for Rock Valley College as a student. And we need that before you can begin, even though we're not going to be doing it for a few weeks, we need that so you can connect the apps you're creating to an iPhone or iPad. Okay? Now let me talk about that for a second because I emailed you already about this. If you don't have an iPad or iPhone, I do have loaners that I will be giving out this semester. So here in a few weeks, I'll be, in fact, I think the first week, one of the things that asks you is, do you have an iPad or iPhone? And you say yes or no. So I know from that list who doesn't, and I'm going to get, I have a list of iPads that I use each semester. They're iPad minis that you will be taking home and using and playing with and testing your apps basically on this iPad mini. Now, those of you that have iOS devices already, or maybe family members do at home or friends do, you can, if I have their email address, I can add them into the developer platform so they can test your apps. Okay? So you can even email me now, between now and next Monday, your mom, dad, brother, sister, friends that you know that have iOS that are wanting and would test your apps and play with them. Just send me their emails, all I need, and I can add them into the group for app development. Make sense? So Apple is more than willing to allow you to do that, so I say take advantage of it and allow them to be your testers basically this semester, especially when you get towards start creating your final app. And talking about final app, we actually decide in weeks 4 or 5 your final app, what it's going to be. You decide what it is in weeks 4 or 5. And from that time on, you have 2 options on assignments. Assignments that are canned that I give each week, or taking your final app and integrating that concept into your app, your final app. Either one you can do. So by next Monday, do the Apple ID. Also by next Monday, watch the podcast for week 2. I will have it posted by Saturday. In fact, I've already got week 2 done. It's got to upload it. So private posted by Wednesday. Read announcements for week 2, which I always post announcements on Sunday of that week we're getting ready to come into. And then do reading for week 2 prior to class. So let me show you, if I could, on the overhead, real quickly here, the way the class makeup is going to be as far as time schedule. Generally from like 4:30 to like 5:30 is going to be discussion on the concepts we're covering. 5:30 to 6:30 roughly is going to be exercise time, in-class assignment, app development time. Then after that, from 6:30 on, it's open lab, and you can stay and work on your stuff. You can hang out, talk to each other. It's just open from that time till 7:15 till the time of the end of the class on Monday. And I leave that almost hour time every week, usually. There might be a few weeks where we go all the way to the end, but most of the times I keep that time. By 6:30 we'll be done in here to work on your app if you want to, because the lab here is open until 10. And so I don't know yet if there's a class after this. I don't know. I'll find out. If there's not, you guys can just keep working on your app for the next week if you want to after this class. But by tomorrow morning, I'll email everybody what the lab hours are for the class. I was trying to log into our course site, but it's taking forever. If I can get in there real quick. Oh, okay. I was in student view, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to go to CIS280, and I want to show you a couple things here before I let you go. Periscope. A few of you, thank you for those who took part in Periscope last night. I'm going to try to have a Periscope session. It seems like from the emails I sent out to everybody thus far, Mondays work good for my online classes. For this class, I think I'm going to do a Sunday still. I think that's going to work for most everybody. So Sunday at like probably 3-ish, I'm thinking. 3 to 3:15, something like that. Nothing too late, nothing too early, just for about 10 or 15 minutes. And what the Periscope's going to be for is any questions you might have of what we covered that last week or what we're getting ready to cover the next week. That's what the Periscope session is going to be for. If you don't know what Periscope is, it's an app Twitter created for a person that does a Periscope session. You just see their face or whatever it is, or videotaping, and then people can comment or they can heart that session. The way I'm going to use it is you'll comment if you have a question, you'll heart if you have no questions, and you're totally 100% okay with everything. You are good to go on all of it. So there might be some Sundays you just go in, I give my little 5-minute spill of what we're going over, what I think you might have questions about, and then if you have no questions, you just, give about 100 hearts there and then log out and you're done. But it's not going to be a required thing. It's not going to be a grade. It's optional. But I would recommend if you could spare 5 or 10 minutes on a Sunday afternoon to hop in. If you've never done it before, it's kind of cool. You can also, while you're in Periscope, find other folks to follow. In the news, I follow a lot of people in the news and in the tech community. And I'm also going to try to get somebody this semester in app development to Periscope in the class to talk to you guys, and then you can basically ask questions live in the class. I'm going to get an iOS developer from Apple to Periscope with us. I've got 2 or 3 in mind. So that's one of the plans I'm going to use it for this semester. So anyway, Sunday, 3 o'clock, it'll also be in the announcement, and I'll email everybody to remind you. But the Periscope Q&A sessions, I'll click on that real quick. That basically is going to send you to a page of podcasts that a Periscope, when you create one, allows you to save it as a video, and it saves it on Periscope for 24 hours and deletes it. What I do is download it to my Mac and upload it to YouTube, and then it can be viewed thereafter. And I have this saved as a playlist, a YouTube playlist that folks can click on. There's only one in there right now. So you'll see my face, or a lot of times I'll switch it over to the Mac screen to where you can see it. So how many's played with Periscope prior to this semester? You played with it, okay. Now granted, just a warning, Periscope has other interesting things on it as well, okay, because anybody can do this, okay? So there are some voyeurism, I think is what they call it, or whatever they call it. Yeah, there you go, that. There's that on there you can find, especially if you go on there after midnight, I'm guessing. And so, but early morning time's really good to find really cool periscopes, like CBS has a lot of cool ones. And they do behind the scenes stuff of news stations and live on the scene type stuff. So it's kind of cool to do that. And the tech community is just starting to use it for inviting folks in and speak to an audience. And Periscope does allow you to block comments from everybody but your followers, and that's what I do. So the only ones can comment you guys. People can watch all over the world, but they can't comment. And if you've ever been on Periscope, there's some interesting comments that people put in there sometimes too. So I blocked all that. And so Periscope's to help you out, take advantage of it if you can. The open lab times here will be updated, probably have it updated by 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm guessing it's going to change because this is from last semester, but you'll note there's a lot of hours that it was open. Anytime this lab's open, there's no class, I'm grabbing it. So it's going to be your guys's. So that'll help a lot. And again, there's a live chat on here. If you click on this and you have a question, I would say try the live chat first. If I'm not at work in the middle of a project or here talking to a student, I have it on my phone all the time turned on. Right now there's no operators available because I'm in class. But as soon as I leave tonight, I turn it on. And so if you have a question, go on to the live chat and just ask me the question. I have you put your name and what your question is, and then what's nice about this is when we're done with the chat, it sends you an email of that transcript. And so if we've talked for 5 minutes on something, you have the whole thread of that chat, along with, I can add files to this. I can add like code examples, screenshots, video, audio, whatever I want to, and it sends it to you after that session's over for you to have. And so that's what I'd like you to use. Try First Defense anyway, the chat. If I'm not available, shoot me an email. And I know students are like, you really put your phone number out there? Well, this is actually a Google phone number, but you can text me as well by that number, and it'll come to my phone, and it'll come right to my phone immediately. Now, I might not get back to you immediately, but I will probably more than likely email you and say, hey, I got your text. If I can't do it right then, I'll email you later, I got your text. Or when I can text you, I'll just say, I emailed you, something like that. So don't feel bad. That's why I put it up there. I know a lot of you text already. You're used to that. Use it. I have a question. Can you email, check your email or whatever? And I go check my email, something like that. Make sense? Any questions? Okay. Yes, question. Do I know? Well, there's no chat available right now. I'm offline. I'm here. I'm teaching. Well, I could do it online. I could be available if you want me to. Do I know?
Is there a link for it to access it? I know you're not.
No, it's on Eagle.
Oh, it's on Eagle.
Yeah, it's on Eagle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on Eagle there's a live chat link.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes. It's a Twitter app. And there's steps in the announcement this week. I emailed everybody already. If you've not, I know you guys are just registering. Read the announcement. There's steps of how to install Twitter. You do need to create a Twitter account. Download the Periscope app to your Droid or iPhone, either one, and then you got it. Okay? We hope for a great semester and for you guys to have some great final apps. And again, next week, meet same bat time, same bat channel, right in this room. And I will have the lab times updated by tomorrow morning. And you can shoot me an email anytime, chat, or text anytime as well. So before you leave, if you could do me a favor, on the machine you're at, just shut down all programs you have open. You don't need to shut the Mac down though. If you're logged into Eagle, log out of Eagle, because these computers stay logged in. Okay? The same goes if you guys come in and work during lab time this week, just to play around, which I recommend to do if you have time. I recommend to most programming students to slot out at least 5 or 6 hours to program each week. Even though week 1 we're not doing a lot, it's good to kind of get to know Xcode and play around with Playground some more maybe. That'll be helpful. And but make sure before you leave in here, log off of everything and shut down everything on your desktop. Just don't shut the computer down. Just shut down all open windows. Okay? If you have any questions, come up and see me, or if you've not logged in to the iPad up here, come up and see me. And the 2 that registered tonight, if you guys can come up here, I'll get your email and get you added real quick. Yep.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay, awesome. I will bring up the app right now if you guys can get a chance to check in. I'll bring it over here so everybody can do it. There we go. Awesome.
What do I do?
I just tap check in.
It's just the front.
Just put the X code, the QR code in front of it, and it should recognize it. You have to come out, back out a little bit to where it fills the whole screen. Well, until you see till the QR code fills the screen.
Oh, it's because my phone was there.
Oh, okay. There you go. Cool.